All right, guys. Hey, good Sunday afternoon. Hope you all are doing well. I'll just put me up there side by side. I will give folks a moment to filter on in. It is going to be a busy pattern over the next probably 15 days. A lot of cold, a lot of at least light snow chances, and then at least one potential winter storm that we're going to keep an eye on as we work into the upcoming weekend. Still, just to be completely upfront with this, still a lot of differences in terms of model data, but I'm going to briefly talk about what some of the ensemble data is indicating and what some of the overall pattern analogs would say about where this upcoming storm could go. But I also want to be sure to talk about wintry weather as we get into this evening, because if you're out traveling as we go throughout the evening hours, you can see out to the west, parts of Iowa, Illinois, Wisconsin, we've got some light snow on the radar, which will be pushing further down to the south into the east as we go throughout the rest of the afternoon and into the evening. So, thank you all so much for tuning in here. Appreciate it. Be sure to like this, share it with a friend, tag a friend. All the good things to get the word out about this upcoming pattern. Again, a lot of cold, a lot of snow on the way in terms of chances as we go over the next couple of weeks. Here's a look at the current radar, guys. You can see again we have light snow across eastern Iowa, northern portions of Illinois. We'll be working towards the Chicago metro area soon. And if we put the radar into motion here, we'll see that the snow shower is pushing further down to the south and to the east. This is a messy wave. It's rather unorganized, but it is cold. And so I think that as this moves through, it's going to have the potential to produce some light snowfall accumulations. Certainly think that the heavier risk, an inch plus, going to be further to the north, especially Michigan, Wisconsin, but some light snow, a coating of snow all the way down towards I-70 cannot be ruled out as we go throughout the evening hours today. Let's take a look at the simulated radar here, guys. I'm going to switch this over to full screen so you all can get an idea of what we're expecting as we go throughout the evening hours today. This is 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Central here in the next 30 minutes or so. The snow should be continuing to push further down to the south and to the east as we go throughout the evening. And if we zoom in here, you can see snow showers light in nature spreading across Chicago, Bloomington, Illinois, Gary, Indiana, as we work towards about 7 o'clock. For the Indy metro area, I think we're looking at about 8 or 9 o'clock for some light snow showers to move in. I do think initially some of this will evaporate. We've got some dry air out ahead of this system, and so we'll be battling a little bit of dry air, and it's why I think that generally this is going to be light. But if you have travel plans this evening, just keep in mind there could be some slick spots. There's probably going to be some light snow falling across the region, especially if you're along and north of I-70 through northern portions of Indiana, Chicago, and up into western portions of Michigan, Grand Rapids, and Kalamazoo. Could get a couple of light snow showers and flurries all the way down towards Cincinnati and Louisville, but you can see more widespread snow along and north of the I-70 corridor by 10, 11 o'clock, and midnight. This activity pushing out, so it's not going to last very long, a couple of hours at the most, with light snow showers moving through Ohio as we work throughout the overnight. We will have the lake effect machine picking back up. So for any of our followers across parts of western Michigan, I do think this is an area where more frequent snow showers can continue throughout the overnight. At times, some heavier bursts of snow across parts of western Michigan, east of Lake Michigan there, with some of that lake enhancement. Real quickly, in terms of snowfall totals, additionally, I think this shows a pretty good general idea here. This is the 18Z run of the HRRR model. Of course, on the Clarity platform, guys, you will see a video update that Jonathan sent out earlier this afternoon that will break this down in even a little bit more detail. Would highly encourage you all, and I'm going to show a couple of new features here in just a moment, but would highly encourage you all to scan that QR code at the top left. If you are not currently a Clarity Home subscriber, we have added Clarity Home Premium, which takes our base Clarity Home subscription and adds on several tools into that package. And so this is a great time to sign up for our new Clarity Home Premium subscription with those new features, especially as we head into that active pattern. If you're a current Clarity Home client, you should have received a message about this earlier this afternoon. As always, if you have questions, please feel free to reach out to us. We'd be more than happy to help and give you a link on how to upgrade to the Clarity Home Premium subscription if you're a current subscriber. So I'm going to go through here and we'll take a look at a couple of questions. But clicking around, you can see it's a coating to maybe a half an inch of snow along the I-70 corridor. up to an inch or so. Northern Indiana, northwestern Ohio, heavier totals here along the lake, could be 4 to 8 inches of snow in western portions of Michigan with the lake enhancement. Could see some light snow again all the way down towards southern Indiana, northern Kentucky with the snow as it moves through this evening. Let's see here. Let's see what some of the comments are this afternoon. We've got a Hoosiers. Yes, I have my IU gear on. I have been listening as I prepared for this forecast to my quote unquote IU hype playlist with all the IU songs that I could find, all the Indiana related songs that I could find. I am super excited. I'm super jealous for anybody that is making their way down there. I wish that I could be there. It's going to be so much fun. So see if they can go 1-0 one more time. I think they can. All right, let's see what else we have here. Any update on the weekend? Yes, I'm going to get to that here in just a moment. We will get to the weekend storm in just a moment. We'll briefly touch on this as we close this out. How's Nashville looking over the weekend? Yep, we're going to get to that here in just a moment. We do have a couple of other things I want to touch on before we get to this upcoming weekend system, because we have some very cold air into tomorrow morning. Here's a look at one of the new features that I was talking about on Clarity. We now have future hourly temperature maps you can go through, and you can see how the temperatures are going to progress over the next 24 hours or so, 36 hours or so across the region. And as we work into tomorrow morning, we're going to be talking about temperatures down into the single digits, and we're going to be looking at wind chills well below zero. And so I do want to talk about this. I know a lot of schools are off tomorrow, but for anybody that it will be out and about tomorrow morning, temperatures are going to be brutally cold. We're talking about sub-zero wind chills. We're talking about negative 20s across portions of northern Illinois and southern Wisconsin, eastern Iowa for wind chills all the way through 9 or 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. So just something to continue to keep an eye on. Please plan for that. Tomorrow morning, you can certainly have frostbite set in very quickly with those types of temperatures. We have another little system I don't want to forget about as we work into Tuesday night and into Wednesday morning. Clipper system here, guys. If we take a look, I'm going to put the time on in the top right. So Tuesday evening into Tuesday night, we will have a clipper system that moves through. I think a decent little swath of accumulating snow possible, especially in this portion of the region, but still some light snow all the way down towards the I-70 corridor. So could have some problems with rush hour on your Wednesday morning before this activity pushes out. More widespread snow across Wisconsin, Michigan, northern Illinois. But if you're across central Indiana, I do think we need to monitor for some light snow showers once again as we work into your Wednesday morning and some potential travel concerns. Now let's get into the winter storm as we work into the weekend. That's where most of the questions are going to be. And again, guys, I want to highly encourage you, where a lot of our updates are going to be regarding this storm potential in the coming days is going to be on the Clarity platform. I do want to give you a little bit of a sneak peek, but scan that QR code in the top right. We have the sign up link in the comments here. Right here, I'm going to send it again. You can sign up for our Clarity Home, or again, our new Clarity Home premium subscription, where you're going to get future visibility, future sustained winds, future wind gust maps, that future hourly map that I showed you, lightning, nationwide lightning, confidence bars and trends on our daily forecast, and 24-hour observed rain and snow totals, all available on Clarity Home Premium. So now is a perfect time ahead of this active pattern to go ahead and sign up for Clarity Home Premium or Clarity Home. You can do that at the link, where we will also be sending out live updates in the coming days. So this is one of the latest ensemble models in terms of the winter storm for the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Data is still variable on the exact timing of this system. But I do think, without showing any kind of totals here, note I did not put a color table on here or a color bar because it's way too early to talk about potential totals. But I do like where this particular ensemble tracks the storm. If we look at top pattern drivers, it tends to favor a track somewhere between Indianapolis and Lexington. I kind of doubt, in terms of the heaviest snowfall totals, that it gets much further north than Indy. I'm also suspect of the midday data going south of Lexington. I think right now I would put the storm somewhere between Indianapolis and Lexington. I'm a little more skeptical of it going all the way to Nashville, Huntsville, Alabama, or Atlanta, Georgia, like some of the midday data had. But I do think that we need to continue to keep in mind that there is a long way to go with this system. We are not set in stone. There's going to be a lot of fluctuations. I would not live or die by any particular model solution at this time. At this time, for this potential storm, where it's going to track, this probably gives you an idea of where the higher potential is going to be. More into the blues, and especially the darker blues, that's probably where the higher potential is going to be for accumulating snow. And we still can't rule out ice and mixed precipitation potential with this storm as well. So, bottom line, there is a storm. Best setup is somewhere between Indianapolis and Lexington. We're just going to have to fine tune exactly where the heaviest corridor will ultimately end up being as we move a little bit closer, because model data is just all over the place right now. And so an ensemble type of solution is just going to be the best way to go at this distance. All right. Yeah, I would not, I see FNA Gamer. I would not take any app, any model verbatim for any particular spot at this distance. We were looking yesterday, I think it was the Apple Weather app. Michael was looking at it for a location, and it was showing 12 to 14 inches of snow. And I can tell you on good authority that in that same location, a lot of models this morning have absolutely zero snow. And so any free app in this type of a setup is not going to be accurate. It's going to change consistently, rapidly, all over the place. That's why we built Clarity, to talk about these types of scenarios as we get a little bit closer. Let's see. Yes, I think Cincinnati is still in it. Cincy is still in it for sure. You need to be keeping a close eye on things. Having a retirement party for family on Saturday at our house in Muncie. How is that going to work out to us, Kim? It's just too early to know for certain. There definitely could be wintry precipitation around. It's a situation where I would recommend monitoring, keeping an eye on things. It's definitely not one that I would say you're 100% good to go at this distance. Dustin says the cold behind this storm is going to be barbaric. I'm glad that you mentioned that, because I do have pulled up here the temperatures compared to normal around and after this storm, the last week of the month or so. You can see we're talking about a 7-day stretch of temperatures being 15 to 20 degrees plus colder than normal. That is insane. That is extreme cold. Whether it's record-breaking cold remains to be seen, but it would not shock me. I think it's the duration of the cold, the consistency of the cold that is notable. It's not very often we get such consistent, notable cold. You think back to years like 2014, we had a little bit of that. 2011, we had a little bit of that. February of 2021, good examples and good comparisons for what is coming up around and beyond this storm system. Just a very persistent cold pattern. And if we look at the Clarity platform, we can see here, and we look at the temperature. This is for Indy. This is for the Indy area. It's already picking up on a 5-day stretch or so of single-digit low temperatures. And I would not be shocked if behind the storm system, especially if there's any snow on the ground, if it gets even colder. One thing that we can do is we can look here at our chances tab, and you can look. This is a pro level feature. I'm going to move my camera so you can see this a little bit better. This is basically showing us what the potential is, how low the temperatures could go. And so I know it may be a little bit hard to see. I'm trying to zoom in here. There we go. This is for Indy. There is a risk that we could trend colder Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, that temperatures could get as low as the negative single digits, -6, -5, -7. It just shows you the capability of this pattern. And if we do get snow on the ground, sub-zero temperatures for lows, I think are on the table for multiple days in a row. And that's certainly nothing to bat your eyes at. That's very substantial cold. And you have to consider there's probably going to be wind as well. Wind chills are going to be even higher. So busy pattern. And I think cold could be as big of a story, if probably bigger than snow even is for this upcoming time frame. I'll answer a couple of more questions here, guys, and then I will wrap things up for the afternoon. Appreciate all of you all for hopping on. Again, be sure to sign up for Clarity. We have that new Clarity Home Premium subscription with brand new features available. If you love Clarity Home right now, you have it. We sent out a message earlier this afternoon that you can upgrade and get the new features on Clarity Home Premium, like future max wind gusts, future visibility, future sustained wind. We've got future hourly temperatures. And honestly, I think the coolest one as we get into storm season is going to be the nationwide lightning. A lot of people have asked about adding lightning in a long time. Clarity Home Premium now has the nationwide lightning available on it. Taking a look here at a couple of questions. What about Northwest Ohio? Are they in it in terms of the snow? The thing about Northwest Ohio is I think regardless, even if this storm is south of you, which I would maybe lean towards it being south of you, you're probably going to have lake effect potential. So it's going to be snowy regardless. Normally don't really know until about 3 to 4 days out for exact location and accumulations. Yeah, sometimes we can get a little bit of a better handle for 4, 5, 6 days out. In this particular situation, there's some big differences in how strong the Arctic high is going to be. So I do think it's a situation where it's probably going to be 3, 4 days out before we get a better handle on this. Our Tuesday morning temps going to be similar to Monday morning temps. Let's take a look here. We can take a look here at some of the latest data. We'll go to the latest HRRR in terms of temperatures into Tuesday morning. It actually will be even colder on Tuesday morning. You can see temperatures getting down into the single digits or even below zero across northern Indiana, northern Illinois. Wind chills are probably not going to be as substantial. You can see winds are going to be fairly light, but very cold, if not colder, on Tuesday morning compared to tomorrow morning. What are your thoughts on February? Do you think we'll have snow in February? I'm sure that we'll have some snow chances in February. Could be a little bit of a warm up in there, but I think it's short-lived as things stand right now. PNA going negative for the forecast period. Any possibility this storm shifts to the north? That's why I think model data is a little bit too far south right now. I think it does shift a little bit further north. Snow the rest of the winter likely setup. Not 100% sure what this question is asking, but there are going to be snow chances. I think there's a lot of clippers, a lot of these light little systems that we have ahead, more so than the big winter storms, but of course we do have the one we're tracking this weekend. Somebody asking, what are the details behind your thinking of it being further north than models? Yeah, I think number one, the Europeans' forecast of the high is just so extreme. Number two, as somebody asked earlier, the PNA is not super positive. It's neutral to even slightly negative, which can allow for the storm to come a little bit further to the north. The data sometimes has the tendency to be a little bit too aggressive, in my opinion, with the Arctic cold at this distance. They tend to get colder behind, but can be a little bit too cold ahead of the storms. And so it's just our opinion, especially when you factor in the ensembles being further north, that the operational data is a bit too far south right now. All right, guys. Really appreciate all of you all for hopping on, tuning in. Again, we've got some light snow that will be moving through tonight. We click around, you can see some of those snowfall totals. You can see some of the snow pushing through this evening that we're going to be dealing with. So a couple of slick spots certainly on the table. But the big one, of course, that we're keeping an eye on will be in the weekend. For more updates on that, be sure to stay tuned to Clarity. We'll be doing live updates on Clarity frequently as we go throughout this week. You can scan that QR code in the top left for more specific details. And of course, our team will be putting out videos, reels, maps on Clarity as we go throughout this week. If you want more details, that is where I would go to do that. And again, you can scan that QR code in the top left or go to claritywx.com/sign-up. Really appreciate you all for tuning in. And yes, go Hoosiers. Whew, 24 hours. 24 hours. I'm ready. It's gonna be a long 24 hours because I'm ready for this game. I wish it would have been yesterday. Let's see. Any other questions? Yeah, I don't have any specific details for Bedford at this point. Gatlinburg certainly could be a tricky drive on Sunday, I would imagine, based off what the current setup looks like. And then yeah, we'll definitely have more details as we get a little bit closer. Maybe aim for Tuesday, probably. Some better consistency, I would say, by then. Thank you all so much again for tuning in. Appreciate your support. Be sure to like, share, comment, tag a friend on this stream.